Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful that you guys are all here. I really appreciate you taking the time to show up on this call and listen to me talk about eating raw vegan and the health benefits of doing that. I'm going to share my story and what brought me to learning about the health benefits of eating healthier foods and what that did for me. And then we're just going to talk about the benefits of doing this upcoming raw vegan challenge. Now, if you are on this call and you've already done my 21-day reset cleanse and you're looking to level up, then this would be the next step. The reset cleanse is gentle, it's made to be easy, it's designed to kind of, just ease you into a healthier way of eating. It is a detox, but it's a gentler detox, whereas the raw vegan challenge is more intense, where you're really flushing out toxins at a deeper level. So the detox is going to be more intense and it's harder. So I do recommend, if you haven't done my 21-day reset cleanse, that you do that first. And there will be another group in July. And then I'll do another raw vegan challenge right after that in August. I only do the raw vegan challenges in the spring and summer months because that is really the time of year that you want to eat raw foods, because our bodies crave colder, lighter foods in the summer, whereas in the winter, like fall and winter, our bodies crave warmer cooked foods. And in Ayurvedic medicine, that's what they follow. That's kind of like their concept. And I like that concept. So that's what I follow too. All right. So first, I would like to share my story of kind of how I came to be here and why I like to do these raw vegan challenges for myself, what I've learned from it, and why I encourage you to do the same. So 10 plus years ago, I started noticing things about myself that were changing in regards to my capability of fighting off illness and just a feeling of unrest, really. And I was chalking it up to stress. I had a lot of stress in my life at the time, kind of ignoring it, letting it go. And then I got pregnant, had a baby. And after that, my body really, something just changed inside of me. And I just didn't feel good. I mean, I've never been someone that's tired all the time. And I was so exhausted. I mean, it was all I could do to get myself to work and take care of my kids. I was otherwise just on the couch, falling asleep during the day. I'm not typically a napper. I don't take naps. I honestly, at the time, felt like I was dying. And so I thought, well, I have to go to the doctor. I have to see what's going on. Blood work, x-rays, doctors, specialists, a trip to the emergency room, all these things later. And they told me there was nothing wrong with me. And I guess I should have been happy to hear that, but I knew there was something wrong with me. And so I just decided to take my health into my own hands. And I started talking to some different people that were leading me down a path of holistic healing. And I did a lot of weird detoxes and cleanses. And, I think those things helped me on some level, but the issues had gone on for so long and were now so set and deep inside of me. I discovered it was going to take a major change to really reverse whatever damage had been done and optimize my health and get back to feeling the way I used to feel. So I changed the way I ate. I had help, first of all. I seeked out help, and I decided to just eat raw vegan for a period of time. And after 2 weeks, just 2 weeks of that, I went from feeling like I was dying back to my normal self in just 2 weeks. Now I continued to eat raw vegan for 90 days. And I mean, it was life-changing, honestly. So for me personally, I'm not a doctor. I am a certified health and life coach. I am a certified functional nutritionist. I'm a nutrition expert. I've been doing this for a long time, and all I can tell you is with my experience and my knowledge and what I've learned, that changing what was on my plate was the biggest thing for me to get my health back. So I took my health into my own hands. I seeked out help from the people that I decided to seek out. I changed how I was eating, and I got my health back. So with that experience, I just, people wanted to know, like, gosh, you look so much better. You have so much more. You really didn't look good before. What have you done? And I was sharing my experience with people, and they wanted to know what I was doing. And I said, you know what? I want to like do something. I want to help as many people as I possibly can, because I feel like so many people are sucked into kind of just like what our society teaches us is okay. That's really not okay. And it's hard to escape that. So that's why I am here, and that's why I am doing this. And that is my story. So with that all said, there's so many entities that simply just want to put band-aids on the problems instead of really finding the solution. And until you get to the root of the problem, you're not going to fix it. We can't keep, just putting band-aids on things. We can't just throw a pill at it day after day to subside the symptoms while the problem is still there. If you don't get to the root of the problem and find a solution for that, it's not going to go away. It's only going to get worse. And you're going to find yourself with far worse health issues, on more medications and more doctors, with a complete loss of control over your health. And for me personally, that's not a place that I want to be. And I feel like since you are on this call with me tonight, that maybe that's not a place that you want to be either. I'm not saying that there isn't a time and place for doctors and medicine. Don't get me wrong. But if we take better care of ourselves now, if we invest in our health now, then maybe later it will be easier for us, right? So just by changing what's on your plate, that can change everything. And I know that from personal experience. The thing is, we're supposed to nourish our bodies. We're not supposed to punish our bodies. And it's like, I see people and I talk to people, and they're going to their doctor's appointments and they're getting their prescription medications for things like high blood pressure and high cholesterol and diabetes and heart disease. And then on the way home, they stop at KFC, they go through the drive-through. I mean, one's got to support the other, right? It's just, you're defeating the purpose. And those foods are just not good. So if you want to change your life for the better, if you want to take control of your health, you have to cleanse at a cellular level. And the only way to cleanse at a cellular level is by doing a raw vegan diet and only eating raw fruits and vegetables for a period of time. This is going to look different for everyone. It really depends on where you're at with your health at this point in time and when you decide to do that. I recommend doing it for at least 2 weeks. and see how that feels for you. And then at that time, you can decide, do I want to continue with this and do this longer? Are you going to feel like you need to do it longer to really go deep with fixing your health? That's going to be up to you. But this raw vegan challenge that's coming up, excuse me, there's going to be like with the 21-day reset cleanse, we're going to have a prep week, and then 2 weeks of me coaching you through eating just raw vegan foods. So that's going to be in June. And so if that is something that you are interested in doing after this talk, then I will speak with you separately. So when I wasn't feeling well, I had severe fatigue. I was depressed. I developed food sensitivities. I felt sick all the time. I just felt like something wasn't right. I was just always like in the state of unrest and unease. So, like I said, the health benefits of going raw vegan were just huge for me. And the biggest thing for me in comparison to all the other things that I tried. All right. So here's the thing with detoxing on a cellular level and cleansing on a cellular level. Our cells hold traumas. They hold toxins. I had a childhood trauma. I was 14 years old. My mother died. It was sudden. It sent me into a deep state of depression. I emotional ate. I put on weight. I masked my sadness and my grief with humor and a happy face. That went on through my teens into my 20s. I would eat in private, thinking if no one saw me eating this huge tub of ice cream or this entire box of cookies, it was like it wasn't really happening, but it was really happening, and I kept gaining weight. And it wasn't healthy. But trauma, stress, toxins, bacteria, dormant viruses, all of these things accumulate in our cells over time. So for our whole lives, this is just building up, and we never truly clean out our cells and to get out all that junk and gunk that has built up over time. And the only way to do that is to eat fruits and vegetables. They're water-based, they're nutrient-rich, and it's the optimal way to heal your body from the inside out. So because our cells hold on to all of these things, it creates inflammation in our bodies. And, think of it in terms of like, how do we get sick? How do we catch a cold or catch the flu? We ingest something, right? Something happens and we ingest it through our mouth, and that's how we get sick. So what is the one thing? What do we ingest more than anything? Food. We're constantly thinking about food. We're planning for food. We're shopping for food. We're planning and recipes and cooking and eating, and food has become such a huge part of our everyday life. It's like all day long, and it's think of the energy that we put towards thinking about food. So it's stripping us of a lot of energy. And food, the foods that a lot of people, and we are often choose, are foods that cause a lot of health issues, unfortunately. So we spend all this time thinking about food. It takes energy. We spend time eating food. That takes energy. The time that it takes our bodies to process and digest this food, that takes energy. So that's 3 levels of energy, right, that our body is expelling towards food. And people wonder why they're tired all the time. And these processed foods, meats, dairies, all of these foods are really hard on our digestive systems. And so our digestive systems have to work that much harder to break it all down. And that's stealing our energy and adds to chronic fatigue. So the processed foods, the sugary foods, the junk foods, these are all ridden with chemicals. These companies go through, they spend so much time and money developing these chemicals and doing studies and tests to see what makes us more addicted to the foods that they're making. And they put these chemicals, especially fast food. That is the worst. They add chemicals to these foods that make us addicted to them, that make us crave them. It literally changes, it rewires your brain to want these foods. And during times of weakness, like stress, depression, grief, we're not strong enough to really fight that off. So what do we turn to? We turn to that emotional eating and giving in to what, everybody's different. Some people, you know, are more of a sugar, they have more sugar cravings. Some people have more salt cravings. Everybody's different, but this is what happens. They put these chemicals in these foods that make us crave them. And our brains get rewired. But the good news is you can rewire your brain back to the way it's supposed to be and rewire your brain to crave healthy foods. It kind of like when you change how you eat, when you change what's on your plate, when you show up every day for yourself and you make that conscious effort to do that and to not give in to those bad food cravings, over time, your taste buds are going to change and your brain is going to change. And then you're going to start to crave those healthier foods. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy. It's hard, but it is better for you. You want to serve your higher self, right? You want to do the best for yourself. And that is what happens. Just like when we eat a lot of unhealthy foods and a lot of sugary foods, our taste buds get used to that. Our brain gets used to that. And then there's the whole like gut brain connection, and our stomach is telling our brain and our brain is telling our stomach, and we just constantly want those foods. So these processed sugary foods that we get addicted to, they line your intestinal tracts with mucus. And mucus holds toxins, it holds bacteria, dormant viruses. This creates inflammation and disease. So if you are eating a lot of processed foods and meats and dairy, the mucus that is being created by all these foods keeps you from metabolizing properly. It keeps your blood from flowing properly. And this is probably why you're lethargic. It might be why you have skin issues. It's really all just working against you. And then you have traumatic responses. So when you get stressed, you eat, right? That stress response. You eat chemical-ridden foods to cope with the stress. They're happy foods though, right? They make us feel better. I want to eat this ice cream and I want to eat this bag of chips because it's going to make me feel better. It's like what our brain tells us, because we have wired our brain to tell us that. And it releases dopamine and it makes us feel happy. So over time, when we develop these habits, because it's also all about habits, we develop habits and we're just kind of going through the days, doing what we do. Life is busy. You've got kids, all the things around the house, work, your spouses, your friends, your family, the distractions. And so we just kind of go through the day, not really ever putting ourselves first and just giving in to whatever's easy, right? And all these foods that we're giving into, they have a high calorie count. So the next thing you know, you're building up excess weight and you're lining your intestines with mucus, and that mucus is harboring disease and inflammation. And that might not be showing up right now, but it is going to show up later if you continue down this path, I promise you. And again, all of these things are just working against us. So, you know, we talked about, I just talked about how we get sick. We get sick through ingestion, and we ingest food more than anything. And the food is creating high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. So whatever journey you are on with this raw vegan challenge, you're going to experience some spiritual benefits from this. And whatever belief system you have, that is everyone's personal choice. So whatever it is that you believe in, whatever is spiritual to you, that is what is going to guide you where you need to go. So put trust in that, have faith in that. And even if right now you don't know what that is, you don't know where you need to go, you will be guided. Even through the chaos, you will be guided. There's a bigger picture here, and that bigger picture isn't always for you to just figure out. Life is for you to experience. And when you come out on the other side of this, it's going to be so beautiful. And it starts now. Why wait? Even if you feel okay, even if you're sitting there like, you know, I don't really have any of those issues. You know, I feel pretty good. I feel good. I don't think I need to do that. I'm telling you, you do this raw vegan challenge and you are going to feel better. So we all have our highest self waiting for us, right? And we all have our highest self speaking to us. And we want to serve our higher selves. We want to be the best that we can be. And in order to be the best that we can be, we have to feel good. We have to feel the best that we can. So your higher self kind of governs you to move your energy towards that, okay? But we also have this lower self. We have a lower self of ourselves that kind of tries to rule over your higher self. And that's where discipline comes in. You have to be disciplined. But your higher self wants to make your life easy. But it's going to require discipline. And this isn't going to be easy, I'm telling you. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's hard, but it will be worth it. The first spiritual benefit of going raw vegan is that you get to clear out all the excess and regain a connection with yourself. We're so disconnected with ourselves these days. So ungrounded. Your awareness of self will come back to you. So when you take on this form of eating, even though, like I said, it's hard, but it's simple. So you're not thinking about food 24/7. You're not processing food 24/7. And you don't have all those chemicals running through your body that are not allowing you to stay in contact with yourself. Water and fruits and vegetables nourish your body, and fruits and vegetables are water-based, right? They promote a higher level of healing. They cleanse out the mental, they cleanse the physical, and they cleanse out the spiritual. So if you want to get back to figuring out what your truth is and who you are, you have to cleanse those things. Our body is our temple, right? Are you going to put a bunch of garbage in your temple? Who wants to do that? Who wants to go to a temple that's full of garbage? Your body is your temple. You don't want trash in your temple. And the sad thing is a lot of us can't even sit with ourselves for 30 minutes because of what's inside of us. It's so sad. And with all the distractions, we live in an era of distractions, right? world events, television, Netflix, the media, social media. We are so distracted all the time. It makes it impossible for us to reconnect with ourselves. It makes it impossible for us to get back to our truth, to feel grounded, and to really speak to our higher self. So getting those distractions under control and making that effort and doing whatever you have to do to simplify your life and make space for you to put yourself first. Let me tell you something. You have to show up for yourself every day. You have to be there for yourself every single day, because no one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. You have to think about your future. I mean, people ask me why I eat the way that I do. And I would like to say this, I'm not 100% raw vegan all the time, for people on here that might not know that. I eat raw vegan for periods of time. I incorporate raw vegan foods into my diet on a regular basis, but I also eat cooked foods, and I also eat some meats. I don't do dairy. It just doesn't work for me. The meats that I eat occasionally are high quality meats. So I'm not trying to tell you that you have to be raw vegan for the rest of your life. I'm just saying, consider these foods and consider incorporating more of them into your diet to better your health. And by doing this challenge, you're going to give your body a good rest from all of the other foods that you might be consuming on a daily basis that's causing you to expel that energy, to create that mucus and inflammation in your bodies. So we can clear out all that gunk and make space for healing, because that's what it really boils down to. We really want to make that space for healing. And the thing is this stuff has built up for years and years over time. So it's not going to just reverse overnight. It is going to take time. So that's why I say to doing it for at least 2 weeks is ideal. And then depending on who you are and seeing where you're at, you may want to continue doing it longer. Like I said, I did it for 90 days. I did raw vegan. This was several years ago. I haven't done it for that long since, but the first time when my health was so bad, that is what I decided to do. So we have to kind of start thinking about how we're going to show up for ourselves. You can't keep serving from an empty pot. I say this all the time. If you don't fill up your own pot, then you can't take care of everything else in your life that's going on around you, whatever that looks like for you, your career, your family, your house. You know, some people are taking care of elderly parents, some people are taking care of young children, you know, whatever that looks like for you. So this is what happened to me. I mean, like I said, I couldn't do anything. I had a beautiful brand new baby, and I just wanted to take care of her. And I was so tired, and I felt like a failure. I felt like I was failing as a mother because I didn't feel like I was able to take care of her the way that I wanted to. So, if you want to know where you're supposed to be, if you want to know who you're supposed to be, and where you're supposed to go, then you need to do this challenge. And the thing is going alone isn't the easy road. I had help. I had people helping me. I asked for help. I built a community of people around me when I needed it. And so that's what I want to do for you guys. So when going with someone that has already been there, you're going to get there a lot faster. Mental clarity. I want to talk about mental clarity. This was huge for me. Once I cleaned out all the junk and I reversed these health issues that I had and was on my way and on my path to healing, the depression lifted, the fatigue lifted, I was happier. I started my own business. I felt more disciplined. It lifted my confidence. Before that, I felt really insecure, like I said, and just kind of like a failure in life. And I started to feel that way after only 2 weeks. I mean, I was a totally different person. My energy was coming back. I was getting things done. My mind was clear. It was like a fog had lifted. My relationships got better. I was doing better at work and started my own business. It's like, if you eat clean, you think clean. That was how I felt. I was eating just these clean, healthy foods and my mind cleared up. I was caring for myself really for the first time in a long time. So mental clarity is something that you will achieve. So what you won't like, I don't like to get negative, but I want to be realistic. The first week is going to be really, really hard. Your body is going to be detoxing. It's going to be purging all those toxins, the chemicals, the mucus. Your skin might break out. But once you get through that, you're going to feel light, you're going to feel energetic, your skin will be glowing, but it's not easy. And you're going to want to give up. You're not going to want to continue. You're going to feel weak and want to give in to those cravings, but that's what I am for. That is why I'm saying don't go it alone. Have help. Do it with someone that's already been there, right? And when it comes to this sort of thing, there really should be no question in investing in yourself. Like I was saying before, you have to care for yourself now so you feel better later. Invest in yourself. You're going to get a guidebook. You're going to get food lists, daily meals, and me coaching you through this whole thing. So when it comes to money, I get it. I went through that. It took me a long time too. I mean, everybody has to come into things in their own time, in their own way, but I was like, oh, these things are so expensive. I don't want to spend money on this. It's too much money. I can't afford it. But we really have to start reverse engineering how we invest in ourselves. And money is an exchange of energy. Okay. So we have to figure out what our budget looks like. Take a look at your bank statement. Take a look at your transaction history. If you see alcohol, fast food places, you're going to Taco Tuesday over and over again, then I can pretty much guarantee that's kind of where you're at in life, right? But if you look at your transaction history in your bank account and you see a gym membership and organic foods and book purchases because you're feeding your brain, well, then I can pretty much pinpoint where you're at in your life. So where your money energy exchange goes, that's what will grow. I splurge on my health. It wasn't easy at first, but once I started doing it, I realized it was better for me. With sacrifice comes abundance. First you sacrifice and then you experience abundance. It's so true. Once I started doing it, it's amazing how that works. So for me personally, I overly splurge on my health, my physical health, my mental health. I'm constantly buying books, reading books, listening to books if I don't have time to sit down and read. My spiritual health, yes, I pay my bills first. I'm not irresponsible. I pay my bills and I buy groceries and food for my family and we do the necessary things, but splurging on my health, when it comes to my health, nothing is expensive. In terms of money and in terms of investing in yourself, again, like I said before, you have to show up for yourself every single day. You have to be there for yourself. No one is coming to save you. So you have to figure out what that looks like for you, right? So let's talk about weight. You're going to lose weight. I lost weight And at the time, I really didn't need to lose a lot of weight, but I did get pretty thin. After I was done, I did gain some weight back. I was still eating healthy, but I was eating some different foods and I did gain some weight back. But the thing is all of the weight didn't just come off of my body. I lost some of it from my gut in terms of my colon. All right. And intestinal tract. People are walking around with anywhere from 5 to 50 pounds of waste and mucus sitting in their colon and their intestinal tract that's breeding inflammation and disease. There could be dormant diseases in there that you don't even know about. And the only way to flush it out is to go on a raw vegan diet. And then, you know, you can look into colonics and stuff like that. I mean, that's another conversation, but we all have something, and some of it is just sitting in there. And the only way to cleanse that waste is to cleanse at a cellular level. I promise you, with the right nutrition, you can heal your body. I am walking proof of that. Walking, talking proof. And like I said, if you want to get somewhere, you'll get there faster with someone that's already been there. After sacrifice comes abundance. I mean, guys, oh my gosh, brain fog, depression, toxic relationships. I'm just done with all that. I'm so past all that. I lived with all of those things, and I thought that this is just how life was. I thought, oh, this is just how I'm going to feel. I'm just tired all the time, and I'm getting older. So, you know, I'm just tired because I'm getting older, and I have joint pain because I'm getting older, and all of these things because I'm getting older, you know. And this was 10 years ago. I was saying that to myself when I was 40. Now I look back and I'm like, oh, 40 is so young. Well, I am 50 now, and I'm telling you, I can do things. I know 25-year-olds that can't do what I do. I know 25-year-olds that can't keep up with me. And that is sad. And I don't feel that way anymore. And I've gotten rid of the inflammation, and I reversed my health issues. And I got my health back. I took control of my health. I make an effort every day to not be so distracted by the BS around me and to stay connected with myself. We have to reconnect with ourselves. We have to serve our highest powers. We want to promote a higher level of healing, right? This is leveling up. We are leveling up here, you guys. And we need to get our awareness of self back. You know, that was another thing, just getting my self-awareness back, you know. And healing starts internally, and that starts with living foods. Living foods. Does everyone understand what that means? When you cook foods, they lose some nutritional value. Now, again, there are some foods that need to be cooked to release their nutritional value. But like I said, spring and summer, we crave lighter, cooler foods. Fall and winter, we crave warmer cooked foods. So this is the time of year to really take advantage of those living foods and healing our bodies from the inside out. You have to start from the inside out. So I think that is pretty much all I wanted to say. We're talking, so just to review, we're expelling energy with the foods that we eat on a regular basis. We are consuming chemical-ridden foods that's making us addicted to them. They're literally developed to make us addicted. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. You will lose weight. you will experience mental clarity, you will experience spiritual benefits, you're going to reconnect with yourself. So I hope that you guys learned something here tonight. I hope that this talk was informative to you, and I hope that you are inspired to take your health to the next level and to take control of your life and start moving down a path to your higher self. So I just, again, want to thank everyone for being here. We're going to, if anyone has any questions, either raise your hand or type it in the chat. And I'd be happy to answer any questions, or if anyone wants to talk, and if you're interested in the Raw Vegan Challenge, reach out to me, let me know. If you want to wait and do the 21-day reset cleanse first in July and then the Raw Vegan Challenge in August, let me know. And I would love to connect with whoever wants to talk and see where we can go from here. All right. Does anybody have any questions? You can raise a hand or type it in the chat. Anyone? No, we're good. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Have a great night, and hopefully I'll be talking to some of you soon. All right, thank you.